What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Good Days Only podcast with me, your boy, Octavio. And you know what? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna be bringing you good coffee, good vibes, and good music. This is gonna be a podcast for all. From the experienced coffee connoisseurs to the if you're new to the coffee game and looking for recommendations. Because hey, I've been there. We've all been there. You didn't all used to like coffee growing up. We've all had that experience at one point or another where you take a sip of the coffee and want to throw it out your third-story balcony and hope it hits someone down below so you're not the only one that had to experience the shitty, bitter, grimy, black bean water. But anyways, going to be bringing you some good old-fashioned caffeine reviews. Going to be trying all different types of coffees from all different areas between here to the other side of the states, around the world, different types of beans, different roasts, different roasters, and letting you know what's up. All right. And you know what? We're in some pretty unprecedented times right now, truly some scary times. We got the worldwide pandemic very much out there, people being shot in the back by those who are sworn to protect and serve us, civil unrest due to, racism. Fucking the whole West Coast is on fire. The whole West Coast of the United States is on fire. So through all this, gonna sprinkle you with some good news, something that's happening in the neighborhood, my neighborhood, maybe your neighborhood, in the state, the country, the world. To sprinkle some positivity in your day. It's gonna be a little brief on this one, not gonna lie. Because goddamn, it's hard to find some good news out there. But definitely going to try to, just let you guys know what's happening. And kind of my take on some things, okay? And last but not least, going to be rounding off the next 20 to 30 minutes with a parting gift. A good boost for your week. And leave you with the language that knows no bounds. The one thing that has the power to bring people from all sorts of backgrounds together. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Indonesian, speak French or Portuguese. It don't matter, because we can all agree you can have a good ass day if you got the right music. The wonderful art of sweet, sweet harmony in your precious little ears. We got some dope ass music coming your way. Let you know what I'm listening to get me through the week. Some of my favorite artists, in the podcast to come. Some old music, some new music. Just gonna be all of it, whatever I'm bumping that week, I'll let you guys know and give you guys some details, so you can look some of these artists up, expand your musical horizons. All right, Tay Swifty is not the only one out there that's got hits, so gonna be letting you guys know. All right. All right, before we get into the first review, I want to lay out the foundation of the reviews for these coffees. We're going to be doing 5 categories, okay? Number 1 being the coffee name and the roaster, the message background that, given by the coffee masters themselves. Number 2, the appearance and packaging, all right? And then 3, the roast type. 4, the brew style. And then 5, the coffee grind type. Many different grind types, from the extra fine, also known as Turkish. I didn't know that was a thing. To the extra coarse, which would be used for like a cold brew or something like that. So, just gonna be, going through those 5 things with you guys, and give you the measurements in my review and what I think of the coffee. And so let's get into it. Let's get into the first review. And today we got a good one. I've tried this one in the past, so just wanted to start off with a solid personal favorite for this review. An all-around great coffee. And, let's break it down. Number 1 here. We're starting this day and this journey off with an amazing name for a coffee, by the way. Some Morning Passion for you. Yep, that's right. Morning Passion. From the one and only Cafe Appassionato. Local to me and my fellow Seattleites. Coming to you from Magnolia, Washington since 1990. That's their 30-year anniversary. Big ups. So 30-year anniversary. Congrats. That's really cool. Café Apasionado, doing their thing out there. All right. So a premier roaster in the Emerald City, boy, taking pride in producing great quality, full-bodied coffee with low acidity. Something I like. Not a big fan personally of sipping my coffee and feeling like I just licked the backside of a double D battery. That's not a good taste. I don't like that tingle. But anyways, they got a cute little video on their website. Also, I think it's a YouTube video. It'll take you to YouTube, but it's called The Art of Gourmet Coffee Roasting. You can find that on the Café Appassionato website, and that's spelled CAFFEAPPASSIONATO. Appassionato. Very Italian, I believe. I don't know. I have the tendency of putting a little Hispanic twist on some Italian words whenever I try to read them, so I don't know if that's how you say it, but Café Appassionato, I apologize if I'm butchering that name. We'll get it. But yeah, so check out that video. It's called The Art of Gourmet Coffee Roasting. A short little 1 minute, 40-second video. That'll give you a little snippet of what it fucking takes to roast some premium motherfucking coffee. It's one of those videos that's like oddly satisfying. Like you see it and it just kind of puts you in like a mesmerized, like you're almost like hypnotized. It's like a hypnotizing state. If you listen to it and watch it, it's pretty cool. Go look it up the next time you find yourself with a minute and 40 seconds of free time. All right, either on your lunch break, I don't know, while you're waiting for your coffee to cool down, while you're pooping, whatever. But okay, back to the coffee here. So you can get this coffee, the Morning Passion. You can get it a couple different ways. You could get it pre-ground in the bag already. If you got a drip coffee or something like that, coffee machine, coffee maker. They got the K-cups for those that are on the go, the cup pods, or the whole bean, which is what I prefer. But it allows, because that just like, it's just so much better. After I tried the bean type and grinding it up yourself and, being able to control that grind type, which we'll get into later, it's just awesome. So, but for now, let's get into the roaster's notes for the specific coffee for this Morning Passion. Origins of Indonesia, Central America, and South America. So getting our beans from those areas in the world. All right. With a unique medley of coffees, our award-winning breakfast blend is a balanced and complex medium roast with a smooth finish. That's what I'm talking about. I used to hate on the medium roast. I used to be only a dark roast kind of guy. But let me sip of this and let's see. Woo, woo. Yep. That's a solid medium roast with a smooth finish. Notes of chocolate and caramel. I could see that a little bit there. Undertones of blueberry and peach. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I see this in wine too. Sometimes you're just like, man, you must just be throwing something in there. I mean, maybe not. Maybe if you guys have a more refined palate for the caffeine than I do, you can taste some blueberries and peaches. Maybe blueberries, I could see that, but peaches, I don't know. Pairs wonderfully with a raspberry scone. Lucky for me, I don't have a raspberry scone, but I do have a raspberry flauta, maybe. I don't know. It's like a little rolled piece of something, some bread, but it's delicious. So I actually nibbled on this and took a sip, and they are not wrong. Hey, raspberry bread. I'm gonna say raspberry bread with this Morning Passion is that's a hitter. Yeah. Okay, but so continuing here. So low acidity, Café Appassionato has been roasting with low temperatures for longer periods of time since the very beginning, since way back in the early 90s, 1990. Every coffee roasted at Café Appassionato will be low acidity. Awesome. Roasted locally in Magnolia, Seattle since 1990. All right. Very good. Good notes. That's awesome. Taking that sip of this coffee, definitely smooth, definitely a full body there. You can get those oils and the minerals, kind of coats your mouth. That's just delicious. Bringing us to the second subject here of discussion, or rather the second topic here for the review, the appearance and packaging. Now, this was not something to write home to mama and papa about. It was a paper bag. It was a paper bag with a sticker on it. Reminds me of like the free lunches we used to get at summer school, where they had the sticker on the paper bag saying that it was turkey and mayonnaise sandwich or something. That's, so that's that. I mean, not much to the appearance here, but, what enticed me personally was the goddamn name, Papi, some morning pasión. God dang, that's probably the best coffee name I've ever seen. Let me tell you, if you're having more bad days than not, let me tell you, you need a little bit of that morning pasión in your life. Spice it up a little, all right, with this wonderful medley of the coffee, that is, the coffee, morning passion. Overall, I'd say a middle average, average appearance, packaging, 5 out of 10 on the packaging. The talk is all in the bean, though, I guess, so I won't judge too harshly on the packaging, because they do bring a very good coffee to the table. So, number 3 here, the roast type. All right, so this is a medium roast that as was mentioned from the notes there, from the Bean Masters at CA. Medium roast, good middle of the road, bringing a nice, medium brown in color, not too light, looking like weird tinted water, and not too dark, not too tarry and not sludgy looking. A medium roast gives the coffee more body than light roast, so light roasts are a little too acidic for my liking, but some of you might like that. Some of you might like that little tingle, little watered down beans, on the tongue. But I don't know, not for me. But I do want to get into here. I want to let you guys know about a little bit more about the origins of these beans. So the Indonesia, Central America, and South America beans. So Indonesia, known for lower acidity beans, and strong bodies, which make them ideal for blending with higher acidity coffees from the Central America and East Africa regions. Central America, let's not forget our Central American mnemonic, everybody. Big gorillas eat hot dogs, not cold pizza. BGEHNCP. And that'll let you know all the countries that are in Central America. I think it's also in order from like north to south, or maybe south to north. That wouldn't make as much sense. I think it's north to south, but big gorillas eat hot dogs, not cold pizza. Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. So, BGEHNCP. So, yeah, hey, now big gorillas eat hot dogs, not cold pizza. That's an awesome mnemonic, I think. But anyway, so yeah, usually crisp and higher in acidity, depending if you're in like the northern countries or further south there in Central America. You can find rich, velvety qualities. Most have a sweetness, chocolate, and spices in flavor. So all these things that we're hearing already, I mean, that's already everything that was in the notes above from Café Apasionado. Let me take a little sip. Yeah. Damn, that's fucking good. If you hear that, I'm just pouring myself a little bit more coffee there. Sorry. I promise I'm not peeing. But yeah, so all these things we've already heard a little bit about in the notes. Yeah, the chocolate, the spices, the low acidity. So that's awesome. And last but not least here, South America, Latin American countries. Okay, so Latin American countries currently produce, I think this was actually as of 2019, but they produce the most coffee consumed worldwide, with Colombia and Brazil being the leading producers. Colombia had 12% of the world's coffee supply. So, I mean, that even is just, that number alone, if you think about just one place, just one Colombia, just one place has 12% of the coffee supply for the world. 12%. What the 12%? That's over a tenth. And that, I mean, Colombia is nowhere near a tenth of the world size. So, what? Yeah, wrap your brain around that one. Pretty fucking cool. But anyways, yeah, so all these beans have been mixed together to perfection to bring you the morning passion. All right, so now that you know a little bit more about that background, we're going to get into the brew style. All right, now for the brew style, I have tried, I think I already mentioned this a little bit, but you know, I've tried the drip, the French press, the K cups, all that. But let me tell you, if you have not had yourself a nice cup of Joe, product of the pour over, dude, you got another thing coming, and I'm excited for you to try that. You get to control the rate at which you pour your water on the grounds. You control how strong you want it. How many grounds you want in the filter. It takes a little bit more time and attention to detail, making sure you're getting all of the grounds covered up with that water. But boy, you feel like, I'm telling you, man, you just become like one with the beans. You made this cup of Joe. This is your product. You are one. You are one with the coffee. And this allows you to just enjoy that cup that much more, I think. So it's just so satisfying, man. So the pour over is the what I use for this brew style. All right. And a lot of coffees will let you know what the recommended brew style is. You can typically find that on the bag. I've seen it more commonly on the pre-ground bags, which makes sense because they already have that pre-ground. They have a certain type of grind, and so you want to fit the brew style that would best be suited for that grind type. So, if you have too coarse of a grind, like with a pour over, for example, you won't get the full flavor out of the beans. You won't get out of the grounds, rather. You won't get all those oils. You won't get all the minerals, and vice versa. If you have a too fine of a grind, for like a French press, for example, the grounds are just going to flow through the filter, and you're going to just have those all sitting all in your coffee. You're going to be drinking coffee bits or bean bits. Not a good time. So, but that just brings me again to the point that the whole bean is the way to go. If you got a pour over or something at home, or a French press, or if not, I got my pour over thing. It's $20 from like Walmart. So, and it's been a lifesaver. This thing's been awesome. Let me get a little sip. Morning passion. So, yeah, that whole bean just allows you to control that grind, and it'd be best, allow you to get the grind that's best suited for your brew style, whatever that might be that you have. All right. So let's get into the grind type. Okay. Now that we touched base a little bit on that grind type here, the grind type for this coffee, I ground this to about a medium fine is what I did here, and that gave me my ideal cup of Joe, and that's in the grinder, whole beans. Put it in there, held it for probably 10 seconds, grinding, and you'll hear it. Like once you do it enough times, you kind of hear the transition of the beans where it's like, and it it's just one of those things that with practice you can tell. So I did a medium fine for this grind, and let me just actually see if I can pull up for you guys the different grind types, and that way you're like, medium grind, what's he talking about? So the different grind types here, we go from the extra fine, like the Turkish grind coffee. That's what I was saying, and I don't even really know what that is, but I'm excited. That gives me a chance to explore something new that I haven't tried. So Turkish grind coffee. Then we go up to fine grind, which is most commonly for like espresso grind. A medium fine, which is what I did here for this coffee, and that is best suited for that pour over grind. Then there's medium grind, medium coarse grind, which is the like French press grind, and then an extra coarse grind, which is the like for the cold brew that you like let sit for 12 hours overnight, whatever, And cold brews, hey, nothing against cold brews, but that just takes a lot of damn time. I really like the Costco cold brews, the Kirkland Signature cold brews. Those got you on another planet. When you drink one of those in the morning, and yeah, that'll get you going. One of those cold brews. But anyways, back to this morning passion here. So the exact measurements here for all my particulars out there, and this was to make about probably 3 cups or so, and I got a big mug here, so I used a half cup of the whole beans. Okay, so 1/2 cup, and then just over a liter, so 34 ounces of high quality H2O. Just a little bit over that liter mark on our handy Kenmore water boiling electric kettle. If you don't have one of those, you could just boil the water over the stovetop, but definitely getting a water boiling kettle has saved so much time for making these coffees. But just took a half cup of the coffee beans there, ground that up nicely to that medium fine grind, set the grounds in the filter, and placed it in the pour over carafe. Then, slowly poured that hot H2O over the grounds. You don't want it like still boiling, like bubbling out of the whatever you're pouring it out of, but the hot water, and maybe let it sit for like 30 seconds over those grounds until they're all nicely covered. Don't be too hasty with the technique now. You got to let it soak. Perfection comes with patience. Total time of the pour, I actually timed it. It was 1 minute and 32 seconds. So anywhere from like a minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes, probably like a good, for that amount of grounds and water that I used. And that just got to quit being a greedy bastard. Quit being a greedy bastard. Don't be greedy. Time will keep ticking. Take a minute and a half to feel the rewarding sense of accomplishing a task that many will sadly never know, and that is pouring yourself the perfect cup of caffeine for you and yours. All right? But sweet. Yeah, that's all the 5 categories there. I mean, sweet. That brings us to the end of the first Warm Bean Water review here on the Good Days Only podcast. And as we transition into the part of the podcast that you all have been waiting for, where the hell's the good news these days, y'all? I mean, like I said earlier in the podcast, this one's going to be a little bit more brief than what I would hope for or the coming, but it's hard to find good news out there, and everything's changing so fast out here, and it's got to keep current with everything. But did find some snippets here. Find a little sprinkle in positivity here. Okay, but recently, there's been a lot of scary stuff, a lot of sad stuff. Most recently, in the fucking shitty near past, being 2020 as we know it, there have been a bunch of wildfires. In the past 7 days, more than 5 million acres have burnt to unrecognizable ashes. Over 2 million acres across the Oregon coast and up into Washington caught fire. And that caused these suffocating plumes of smoke to block out the sun for, days at a time. There were some days I didn't even see the sun out here in Seattle, which was kind of scary. Reminded me of like some futuristic, like Blade Runner movie, like weird. We got hurricanes that are bashing the south. Fucking, I don't know why you would move to somewhere that you would be attacked by a hurricane. I just personally, that and Tornado Alley, dude, come on. You moved to a place called Tornado Alley. Fucking what? I mean, but I don't know. Maybe the rent's cheap there. From this, something that I think is that's amazing and often overlooked is all the hard work and sacrifice that all of our firefighters are doing, banding together to fight these fires. Not enough credit goes out to all these men and women. They're banding together across state lines. Up at the whole West Coast, everything was ablaze over the last several weeks. A lot of firefighters I knew growing up as a child. I think our whole fire department in small town I grew up in, I think it was all volunteer. So they weren't doing it for the glory or for the money. They weren't on Chicago fire. But they were doing it because they wanted to help and help keep us all safe, which is what's happening now. We see everybody out there in the fight together, and we cannot thank them enough. Hats off to you, all of those brave men and women. All the firefighters out there, this one's for you. Sip, sip, and man, hopefully, I'm sure they're caffeinated. But thank you, honestly, thank you to all those men and women out there, to all my raza coming up to help battle these fires too, from Mexico, dude. Damn, we got bomberos coming up from Guanajuato, that's in Mexico, to Ashland, Oregon. I guess they were like sister cities. But this just shows that this is it's a true testament to the bravery and dedication that these men and women have to serve their community, their greater community. I mean, even across the country borders, even though the USA has not been so kind in the recent past, we've been pretty shitty towards our neighbors and my familia in the South. These guys put that aside, said, hell no, like, we got a job to do, and we're going to do that job. And that is to protect those that are in need. So they came up here. So, big ups to all those on the front lines battling this battle. And, the good news from this, goddamn, 2020, man. But coming into containment. And, again, thanks to the men and women out there risking their lives to save others. The air quality has been pretty shitty the last couple of weeks. Up here in Seattle, and we're still seeing signs of smoke around. But it's clearing up. We got a little bit of rain coming in, rolling in the Puget Sound and the greater Seattle area, bringing the smoke under control. Doesn't mean you get a pass on wearing a goddamn mask. Doesn't mean you get a pass. Wear a mask. Wear your mask. Wear a mask, dude. I mean, do it for yourself, Sorry you got stanky breath. At least, now you know why everyone in the office take a step back when you're talking to them. Social distancing from your smelly ass breath, all right? Hate to break it to you. Just because the smoke is going away don't mean that COVID disappeared, all right? The pandemic is still very real, very much in the community. So take care out there. Take care of you and yours, But the good news here is that the numbers in hospitalizations amongst adults, in all age groups, have declined steadily since the beginning of August. So we've seen reduced numbers in those, and that's coming from the CDC. So I mean, that's got to be true, right? I would hope they're not giving us false information, but we still got over 6.5 million cases or something like that reported to the CDC. I don't know if that's like current. Over 6. I know it was a lot in USA. Oh shit, 6.75 million about. So that's increased a little bit. Or 6.5. I mean, it's still above 6.5. 6.75 million cases reported to the CDC. But, proud of Washington State here and everybody here that's made an effort to help. I mean, Seattle was once referred to as, an epicenter of the COVID pandemic earlier this year. Definitely one of the first big outbreaks reported earlier this year. But now the state is, everybody here, and people were mad at Jay. People were mad at Jay Inslee early in the COVID because of the stay-at-home orders and the masking up, and but we flattened the curve here. The state's like number 26 in cases per state, so right around the middle of the road, where we were steadily above like the top 3, top 5 for the first couple of weeks of this. So proud of everybody here in the greater Seattle area and in Washington, back home in eastern Washington, to my hometown. Hope everybody's staying safe. Uh, Dushi Washington. Everybody stay safe out there. But okay. So a lot of sad stuff happening here in the world. Let's leave this world for a second. I want to bring y'all along on this ride. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about life on Venus. Oh shit! What, dude? That would be so cool. That would be so dope. I don't think it's confirmed yet. It's not confirmed yet as of the last time I looked up. I looked at this last night. But this last week, scientists, with the help of some very strong telescopes, have detected some chemicals or a chemical in the atmosphere on Venus called phosphine. And it looks like, after they did their analysis of, I don't even know how they haven't collected any specimen there of the chemical, but after their analysis, scientists are saying something is alive. There's something that was alive is the only way that this chemical could, be on the planet. So, is the only explanation is what some scientists are saying. Some other researchers have questioned that, and they suggested instead that the gas could result from some other atmospheric or process or geological process on the planet that is that we still don't know about, that is mysterious. But some researchers are haters. All right, let us have a little fun with this one. Why are we in such a rush to shoot this one down? If there's a possibility of life on another planet, dude, that's pretty dope. That gives us some hope, I think, right? Maybe there's others out there. Maybe there were others out there at one point. Maybe this is like the spark of a new life. I don't know. What if this is how we started? What we don't know. We don't know. Don't shoot it down. Researchers, come on, do a little more research. But yeah, so it gives us hope. I think maybe once the Earth is burnt to a crisp, we can migrate, find a better life on a different planet. Until the a-holes at the outer space try to deport us back to planet Earth, build a space wall around Venus to keep us out. Ay. Well, in any case, that I think that's some good news. That's pretty cool, or at least that's some news. That's just pretty significant, if we're finding life on other planets. But anyways, let's transition back into the next subject. We're going to figure this out a little better. Here it is. Let me hit y'all with some motherfucking art for your orejitas. That means little ears for all my non-Spanish speaking folk out there. All right? Yeah, we're down to the weekly whistle. And I came up with that name, and I'm calling it that because these artists gonna have you whistling their tunes. And, I don't know what that was. But, yeah, the weekly whistle. I'm calling it that. Because some of these tunes are going to be having you whistling their songs all the times you ain't got it bumping in your headphones or in your car, This name will probably change. I'm open to suggestions. Drop a comment in the section below. Holla at your boy on the IG, Instagram, probably Twitter soon too. I should probably start a Twitter. But, this week I want to bless your ears with a musician that goes by the name of Smino DeGrigio, Smeezy F Baby. I think it's Sneezy F Baby, and the F is for finito. Man, this guy, he's got a very particular style. He's got his own style, he's got a vision, man, and awesome, just kind of smooth, funky, soulful sound to his music. He falls into the hip hop rap category. But I'm telling you, some of his stuff, I don't know. Some of his stuff doesn't sound too rappy, too hip hop. It's interesting. It's good. It sounds like futuristic. He's on his own level. I think. He's got a certain tone to his voice and the melodies that he puts together. I mean, man, it's cool. Some of his stuff is just very soothing. Other stuff's a little hectic. Not gonna lie, some of his stuff is pretty hectic. Kind of like Chance the Rapper on his, acid rap where he would make these weird noises. There might be some weird noises in some of his songs. Full disclosure here, but again, overall, great beats and great voice, and the lyrics that he comes up with, man, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, what? How? What? But yeah, one of my go-to on a regular basis for sure. You know, whether like cooking and just need something in the background, singing along in the shower, you know, just fun music all around, fun music. Christopher Smith Jr., better known as Smino, is a rapper-singer hailing from the great city of St. Louis, Missouri, which, hey, we've seen some other prominent artists come from there. First and foremost, cannot forget the boy Nelly. I mean, this man dropped Country Grammar and really put St. Louis on the map as far as rappers, I think. Other notable rappers from the STL, including Chingy, who brought us right there in 2003. Jaquan as well from the STL dropped Tipsy in 2004. So all around the early 2000s. That rose to the number two spot back in 2004. There was not a night you did not hear that on in the club. I would assume. I wasn't in the clubs yet. I was not of age. Your boy was not of age at that point. But you best believe this song had our 6th grade dances popping off, dude. I feel like every single 6th grade dance, middle school dance, I heard that song, Tipsy. I didn't even know what it was talking about. Same with Right There, I think. You know, but good songs. And another rapper that I didn't know was from St. Louis, Missouri. R.I.P. to this gentleman. Rest in peace, Huey. He was actually a victim of a gunshot wound, a victim of a double shooting back in June of this year, of 2020. If you don't recognize the name, but if you were, any age from, I'd say like 15 to 35, around 2006, you most definitely heard his debut single, Pop, Lock, and Drop It. Pop, Lock, and Drop It, you know. But sad to hear of his passing, but thought I should just mention that, you know, he was repping for the STL and he left us that behind. All right. But back to Smino. Smino, part of he's part of several other groups that also feature artists. He's part of Zoink Gang, I believe. I'm not sure if he started it with Jid or if he just started on his own. Zoink Gang, but Smino's on that with Jid, JID, the kid, and Guap Dad 4000, and Buddy as well. And Smino is featured in many other songs with other amazing minds, other people off the Dreamville Records label. Dreamville being the record label that was founded by J. Cole, who is personally, one of my favorite artists. But I was actually surprised to find out that Smino was not part of the Dreamville crew. I thought for the longest time that he was. But there goes my ignorance. That's my bad. My bad, Smino. My bad. But he's featured in a lot of songs, I think, that, you know, have the Dreamville crew on them. So I think that's why my mistake. Let me get a little sip. Yeah, so, not on the Dreamville crew, but in any case, Smino more like Smee, yeah. Great singer, rapper, artist. Give him a listen. Bump it in your headies. Bump it in the car. A great album to start off with is his 2017 album Black Swan, and it's actually spelled BLKSWN because he is an artiste. Okay, he can leave letters out. That's all right. Personally, I like every song on the album, but definitely listen to Wild Irish Roses. Wild Irish Roses. A cute little song about a boy and a girl. I'll just let you listen to that. It's great. Netflix and Duce is another recommendation. So Wild Irish Roses, Netflix and Duce, rather. Sorry. That Netflix and Duce give you a good, like head bobbing, like cool sensation. Something that will definitely get stuck in your head, and you'll have to be whistling that. So I'm telling you, it's good. Silk Pillows is another good song. It's a little upbeat, faster flow. kind of tapers off into like this melodic duet with the featuring artist on that song, on that track is Akenya, 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 which is is pretty awesome. It's pretty like mesmerizing. But you got to listen to the song Black Swan off the album. So there's the song on the album Black Swan. That's also called Black Swan. Since that's the name of the album. Come on, you got to give it a listen. But I think I'm rambling now. I just don't want this to end, man. This has been so fun. But I think this brings us to the end of the first ever Good Days Only podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Got to sign off for now. Love you all. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, hoping on dropping one of these on a weekly basis for you guys, and continue to grow with me. Hope that you learned a little bit here that maybe you didn't know before. Open to suggestions again. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Much love, everybody. Peace.